Sasa, Ladies Purse Day, headline Sha Tin on Sunday. Welcome to the Race by Race preview. Paul Lally is here with all of the selections and we get things underway at the regular start time of 1 o'clock with a Class 5. Casa Legend goes to the 1800 Pakistan Friend. He's a full-time course and distance winner. Chateau Lepeche placed in this trip last time. We've got Turtle again, who's won a trial since we last saw him. Kingly Demeanor has the hood off. Sunny Baby has no cheek pieces. And Splendid Star, he's a course and distance winner. The speed map, Paul, has Pakistan Friend in front.
There's no leader in this race whatsoever, so look, it won't be run at a fast pace by any stretch of the imagination. But look, he's led before in the past, and with Zach Purton aboard, I just wonder if he's going to be positive from barrier 4. Chateau Lepeche has gone forward, Kingly Demeanor's gone forward in the past. Then all the rest generally get back. Turtle again, Sunny Baby, Mr. Fox has drawn one.
We start with Casa Legend running second in this race. He's in pretty good form, Casa Legend. Follows Pakistan Friend here, but didn't contest the lead this day, Pakistan Friend, Paul, because Precision Goal was in the race.
Yeah, and look, he was the leader, wasn't he? But there isn't one in this, so that's why I just wonder if he will lead. Look, I thought it was a good run from both Casa Legend and Pakistan Friend. They both finished off nicely. Pakistan Friend, he's a 10-year-old now, but we did see a 10-year-old win during the week. Right Honourable did win, and he was a prolific winner. So, look, I wouldn't be surprised to see Pakistan Friend win this. He definitely goes in, and Casa Legend as well. So, both the second and third horses go in.
That is a good report for our first replay. And Rue Maverick, who ran fourth, didn't do a bad job either on Wednesday, not after being heavily backed. Chateau Lepeche is in this replay. He runs third. Sunny Baby. Splendid Star makes some ground from the back too. He's near enough to last, turning for home.
Yeah, no, the one thing about Splendid Star is he does know how to win. Last one was off 37. He's at this rating now of 28. He's a three-time winner. So I think from barrier number 5, he's going to definitely get his opportunity in this race. There are a few non-winners in the race. So, look, I'm going to go with him, Splendid Star, to win. He goes in, and I'm going to put the other one in as well, Chateau Lepeche, because he's slowly getting there. He just looks a real stayer.
As they run to the line, and he got down to a rating of 11, Splendid Star, and went off that rating and saved his career. Trial form Turtle again doesn't perform anywhere on race day except over 1,800 metres. Yeah,
so look, he's won as well. That's going nice enough. Now, he's another winner. But his win was at Happy Valley. He's only won the one from his 22 starts, and that was at the Valley. So I just wonder if he's a better Valley horse than he is here at Sha Tin. He's been placed here at Sha Tin twice from his 9 starts. But just on a win line, I just wonder if he's better at the Valley.
Wins this trial by 2.5 lengths. Derek Long rides him, as Derek has done for most of the horse's career so far. So that's a breakdown of runners in the first race. You're with Splendid Star.
Yeah, he's well rated, Splendid Star, and I think he can win the first kick off the day nicely for Douglas White and Lyle Hewitson. Pakistan Friend, again, very well rated, the old veteran. Chateau Lepeche and Casa Legend, 11-2-3-1.
As easy as that. That's the preview for the first race on Sasa, Ladies Purse Day. Race number 2, Class 4 over the 1,200 metres comes up here. We have a last start winner at the top of the book. His name is Geneva, but he only has an extra £2 on his back for the win. Colonel's won his last 2 at Happy Valley. Another World is on debut. He's had 3 trials, Off-Road Master, 8 trials, 4 of them this season, ahead of his first appearance at the races. Winning Lion has had 2 trials. We've got Great Spirit, a last start winner, carrying an extra £4, and Spicy Spangle has placed his last 2 starts. Colonel might not be Happy Valley, Paul, but that doesn't matter to Colonel.
No, he loves leading, doesn't he? Off-Road Master, the blinkers went on, and he had the blinkers on for his debut run, and he showed a bit of speed in his last trial. Spicy Spangle likes to go forward, Great Spirit, Solar Up, Packing Angel, and Geneva. He got back really well back when he was winning last start.
It did take him 6 starts to break through Geneva. He had been a little costly for win punters leading into this race because he'd been odds on once or twice, but they didn't desert, and he delivers as a 1.8 favourite in this replay.
Yeah, he won really well. He got back, had to carry 133 as well. He goes up to 135 now. the weight that he has to carry came through the middle. They did go quite quick in this race, so he did have the sectionals to suit, but it could be something similar in this race. So look, he's one of the main chances, that's for sure. But again, he's a horse that didn't win by much, and you wouldn't want to take a short price on him.
That is Geneva. Second replayers across at Happy Valley. Now, Colonel has won at Sha Tin, course and distance. His last 2 wins have both been in Class 4. Luke Ferraris rides, Mark Newnham trains. Extra weight and a wider draw than what he's had at Happy Valley recently. Yeah, look,
I thought he'd reached his mark last time, and he's won again. So he's won his last 2. He's on a hat-trick as a 7-year-old now as well. He's getting up in the ratings. Barrier number 11. Look, I was just happy to watch him here at Sha Tin.
We'll leave Colonel where he is and move on to winning form around Great Spirits, who scored over the 1,200 metres, so same distance on Sunday. Matthew Poon, Dennis Ship, the combination. One from barrier number 2, draws even better this week. He's on the fence.
Yeah, he's in barrier number 1. Look, he's by American Pharaoh. This horse did win nicely. That was his first win from 7 starts. Bet New Future folks here. I think this is a slightly tougher race for him than he does meet. He can only win races, but the stable don't normally win 2 in a row. So I was happy to watch him.
He's a stablemate of Massive Sovereign. Dennis with quite a big team in at the meeting on Sunday. One more to have a look at before we get your selections. It's a trial of Packing Angel. 1 start last season, put away. 2 trials, this the most recent of them, and he runs through the gap to win. Yeah, look, I quite like this horse. The trials have been good. He's by shocking, so in time you expect him to want a lot further, but he was asked to really quicken up here, and he quickened up nicely. Zach Purden will stick with him. So he comes in with 128 here on his second start. Nice win. I thought he had plenty in hand there at the end. That is a good trial and a good trial report from Paul on Packing Angel. What is the makeup of your top 4?
We'll go with him, Packing Angel. On Racing to Win, I did say to keep an eye on this horse throughout the season, especially when it gets up in distances. Geneva in there for second. I'm going to put one of the first starters in, Off-Road Master. He's showing speed in his trials. He had 8 of them. With the blinkers gone on, there has been improvement there. And Victor the Rapid, he did make up some ground last start. 8-1-7-2.
There it is. It's a good race, race number 2, but Paul with the 7-horse Packing Angel, the 8-horse, in fact, Packing Angel for Zach Purton and Francis Loy. 8-1-7-2. And the third race is over the mile. It is a Class 4 event. And we've got California Totality at the top of the book. Wide draw again, but he has placed second up. Corleone wears a tongue tie. Jumbo Fortune has blinkers going back on. Dragon Four Seas has placed his last 2. Beer Palace went forward at Happy Valley last time. Chater Gold's on the improve. Soaring Broncos won another trial since his last start. And we've got Alps Affection going to the 1,600 metres after going his best race in Hong Kong last start over the 1,400 metres. Dragon Four Seas will get a better run this week, Paul.
Yeah, I think he'll get across, and he can lead, especially from barrier 8. And the other horse, California Totality, he had a shocking run last time, still stayed on really well. I think he can come across. So the 2 wide runners, Alps Affection's up in trip, ran well when he sat handy last time. Soaring Bronco likes to race handily as well. Just worry about Zach Purden's mountain, the special hedge where he's going to end up. He might just have to try and slot in there somewhere, but Zach's done it in the past.
He has many, many times. He's also ridden plenty of winners for this man. It's David Hayes talking Chater Gold with Nick.
David Hayes, the team going along quite nicely, and you've got Chater Gold lining up in race 3 come the weekend, a horse who's put in a couple of really good performances.
Yeah, he's been a bit luckless the last couple runs, and his track work suggests he's held his form. So with a good run in transit, I would expect him to go very close.
Just going back and having a look at that run last time out, of course, I mean, he's kept on strongly, he's done that before, so he does have a decent turn of foot when required, doesn't he?
It really has. He hit form off a 41 marker. I think if he got to 39, he would have been the best thing for 2 years. But he's a horse going forward, and hopefully he can get the job done on the weekend.
He seems to gel with Harry. Harry seemingly gets on quite well with him, and obviously the trip, no concern.
No, the trip's probably on the minimum side. I think long term he's a 2,000 metre horse.
Obviously with these owners, they've always had a couple of horses with you. Obviously nice to get. What was the horse from memory? It escapes my memory now. The horse that took an age to win, but finally did, didn't he?
Yeah, Chater Pin's. He was very unlucky horse, but he would always run a place.
Yeah.
Incredibly unlucky, but earned probably $2.5 million.
Yeah.
Always ran well.
And used to wear a barrier blanket too, did Chater Pins. But that is Chater Gold. On to Corleone, Paul. One start. He went out at big odds this day. Was not quite 30 to 1, but not too far off it. Steps up in trip to 1,600 metres. He's one of those big odds on debut that performed well. What do you do with him this week?
Yeah, well, look, he's actually better suited over the 1,600 metres. He's by a done deal. Look, I think he'd be even better over 1,800 metres. Look, he's a little bit of an awkward draw, barrier number 9. Look, he wasn't expected to run well here, but did. So, look, I'd like to see him do it again, though. That's anything with me.
Stable did have a good night at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, that of Casper Founds and Dragon 4 Seas. This is a big performance when he ran third. This is behind Stella Swift. It was an even bigger performance 2 starts ago where he raced wide and still placed.
Yeah, so look, he hasn't had much luck in his runs, and if you look for his form guide, it says tough trip, tough trip. But look, he'll get his opportunity once again because there's no real leader in the race. So I think they'll just press on and go for the lead once again with him. California Totalities looks the main sort of one that can actually challenge him. But look, he's running well at the moment.
He sure is, and Stella Swift, who beat him, runs up in grade later on the program. Did we see the winner during those replays or interview?
Yeah, look, California Totality, we saw him through that interview. So he goes on top for me. He had a really tough run last time. I think he can beat a horse we didn't see, which is California Banner. Now, he's been eye-catching, finishing off strongly over the 12 and 1,400 metres, and he steps up to the 16 for the first time. And should be a decent price, California Banner. So we'll have a California Quinella there. Dragon 4 Seas and Alps Affection should get a nice run up to 1,600. 1, 2, 5 and 13.
California, here we come for Paul with the 1 and 2. The Californias in the third race. Race number 4 has a number of first starters in it, and the race is over the 1,200 metres. Lifeline Express first up with the earplugs on. Sugarball has the hood off. Metro Warrior, he makes an appearance over the 1,200, but all his wins have been 1,000. On debut, Flying Double, Gallant Epoch and Not Usual Dragon. Circuit Fiery Cheek Pieces first time, and Always Fluke is minus the blinkers. We've got Fantastic Choice, Paul, who did have an excuse last time. He had blood in the trachea and a cough.
Yes, that's not good, is it? So he's a horse that likes to go forward and lead. He's an out-and-out leader, this horse. Flying Double showing a bit of speed in his trials. He's on debut. Always Fluke. Metro Warrior, he likes to go forward as well. Normally known better as a 1,000-metre horse. Lifeline Express, fresh up, and Cheerful World should get his opportunity.
Here he is, Cheerful Well. He was pretty unlucky last time. The run, he was baying for it. Luke Ferraris just wanted it to appear, and it didn't happen for him. But he's only had the 2 starts for a 5th and a 4th. And Luke gets his chance to get some clear air and win this race.
Yeah, look, I think he does. Would he have won this race? I'm not so sure with Geneva, because Geneva finished off really strongly to win, but I think for sure he would have run 2nd or 3rd. So that sort of cost him there. And you can see he'd lost his momentum, and then once he got balanced up, he did hit the line strongly, no question about it. But look, I think he'll get a nice run from barrier 4, so he'll get his opportunity.
Lifeline Express has been trialling, and this is a 3rd in the most recent of them. He's had 3 trials, has placed first up. He is yet to win when it comes to first up running, but he has won over the 1,200 previously.
Yeah, 3 starts ago, that win. The trial was okay. He sort of finished off strongly enough here and then wasn't really pushed out towards the end. So a nice enough trial from him. John Size, got to keep an eye on him coming into November, because this is when his horses really start to fire.
They do indeed. Hugh Bowman on board, as we seem not too far away under a hold in that trial. One of the first starters is Flying Double, and Zach Purton rides him for David Hall. He too has had 3 trials. This is the one where he follows a Shanghai Style and runs second to him. Well, he's second to him pretty much the entire way in this trial. Yeah,
Shanghai Style is an all-weather specialist as well, and really likes this surface. I thought it was a good trial. He's showing some good ability, this horse. Gets the shadow roll on for the first time. He's had 3 trials to get him ready. And draw nicely in barrier number 1, so I can see him finishing in the placings for sure. I wanted to include him.
He goes in, does a Flying Double number 5. Another one of the first starters is the 6-horse Gallant Epoch. 5 trials for him, 3 of them this season. He's won his last trial. It was down the straight at Sha Tin, and he's up on the pace next to Lakeshore Hero.
He's just drawn a little bit awkward, I thought, in barrier number 8. He's got a bit of pace underneath him, and he does sort of like to go forward. So I think rather than go forward with him, like we've seen in his trials, he might have to go back. He has been slow away in a couple of those early trials as well from him. So, look, I was happy just to watch him.
It's a wait and see with a Gallant Epoch. It's not with Flying Double. He is in the selections with who else?
Going to go with the 4 on top here. We saw him. He was a little bit unlucky not to finishing in the placings. Cheerful World. Triumphant Warrior. He hit the line nicely at his last start. That was a run off the all-weather. We'd seen him on the all-weather for a long starts and then ran third behind Great Spirit. Sugar Balls found some real good form at the moment, and Flying Double in there, the first starter. 4-8-2-5.
That is the preview for race number 4. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. Eleanor Handicap is race number 5, and this race over the 1400 metres. It's a Class 4. Thriving Brothers placed the first time in this grade. Mark Wynn goes up £2 for his pretty unlucky second on debut. Classic Century wears a tongue tie. Patch of Lucky, he was due to make his debut on the 20th but got cast in the gate, so he's had 1 trial since then. Circuit Mighty's a 3-time course and distance winner. Windicator Family resumes, and Yoda's Choice has placed his last 2 down in Class 5. The pace here, Paul, comes from Run Timing.
I think it'll go straight to the front from barrier 11. It's got the Apprentice on, £10 claim. I think she'll just go for it and go to try and get for the lead. Master of All's the alternative. He likes to go forward. Circuit Mighty goes forward as well. Looks a bit tough for Yoda's Choice from his wide draw. Patch of Lucky, debutant, I think will go back. Mark Wynn went back on his debut, and so does Dragon Joy.
Well, Master of All went all the way down to Class 5, found some form down there, and you just keep thinking, how long can this continue, Paul? And he beat all but noted leader Awesome Treasure in this race. Can he figure amongst the money again? Well,
look, it was a good run for him for sure. So, look, he is going quite nicely at the moment, isn't he, Master of All? And look, one of the good things is he'll put himself on the pace, so he won't be too far away. He's drawn nicely in barrier 3, and he's just been so consistent recently. So, look, yeah, he's definitely one of the main chances.
There he is, Awesome Treasure, not for catching. He runs up in grade where he's struggled, but Class 4 he has good form, does Awesome Treasure. Mark Wynn, gee, this was unlucky on debut. It was some effort. He's near enough to last, turning for home. Clear run, and he all but knocks off Arrow Invincible, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see that. You can make your own mind up. I think he would have. Look, he's still no run for him, no momentum whatsoever at this stage. Arrow Invincible stacked them up. There was slow sectionals. Then he saw a bit of daylight. Once he saw a bit of daylight, he was more than happy to go through that gap. Finished off really strongly here, and a couple more strides, I think he would have won. So, very good debut from him.
It sure was. He's had a trial since then. Dragon Joy is our next replay. He makes up a lot of ground too. He is last turning for home. He runs 5th, and he was beaten 1 3/4 behind Patch of Time, and this is as close as he's been to the winner so far, so he's going the right way.
He is. Look, I'm going to include him for this reason. You can see him sort of threading his way forward. Hugh Bowman will jump aboard, barrier number 10 for him, and the best work, as you say, was late. You can see him really finishing off strongly. So clear running for him. I think he can finish in the placings.
He goes into the selections, but do you go with Mark Wynn?
Have to, didn't you, after that one? He just really stood out. It was a really nice debut from him. I think he can win. California Moxie made the long shot last time up in trip, and he finished off quite strongly for 6. So I didn't want to completely leave him out because he did hit the line nicely. A Dragon Joy in there for 3rd, and then Classic Century, who's only had the 1 run. I think he'll improve with that. 4, 10, 8 and 5.
Mark Wynn for Paul to win the 5th, the first leg of the 6 Up. Race number 6, Class 4 event, this one, and the gates will be positioned at the 1400 metres. Ariel on the class drop has placed 9 from 19 course and distance. His win was over 1600. Yuan Long Elite flew home last time. View of the World just cannot draw a gate, but it didn't stop him last start. Carries an extra £10 for it though. Mr. Energia ran third behind Fighting Machine. Trial since has been strong. Solid Win gets a better draw. Double Win was unlucky last time. Flying Luck has the blinkers and the hood going on. And we go down to Eversmart, who raced wide at his most recent outing from 14. He draws better in 2. Aerial Paul is the leader.
Yeah, Alice Wong aboard. I think he'll go straight to the front. Aerial miles away went forward at his last start. Double Win likes to go forward. Satirical Glory, like if it was 1800 metres, he'd be right up there. He likes to lead, but he just might struggle to get across from 1400. Sunday Serenade to get a nice enough run with Flying Luck, and Matsu Victor's drawn wide. I think he's going to have to go back a recent Happy Valley winner.
There is a couple of very good runs in our first replay, notably the winner, View of the World, who just didn't have any luck to get in, but he did have cover 3 wide. Despite that, he's still done a very good job to win the race, and Yuenlong Elite, Paul, absolutely sprouts wings in the last little bit.
Yeah, both these two go in for me because look, they're both really good runs. When they, arguably Yuenlong Elite's run was just as good because he still hasn't got the momentum going and he still has to come off heels at this stage, whereas View of the World was off and gone. And once he did get into the clear, as you say, he really stretched out late, and you can see him making up that really good ground. So I think both of them are really good chances coming up on the weekend.
That was his first go at 1400, Yuenlong Elite. This horse you've been all over lately, Mr. Energia, won on the all-weather 2 starts ago. Back to the turf here and third. Trial, he flew home from well back under a good hold. You sticking with?
Yeah, I have to, don't I? He's a horse I think's still got plenty of rating points in hand. At this particular race, he drew wide. He was wide all the way. Both runs this season, he's drawn wide. He's drawn barrier number 4 now. He should get a nice run, and he just sort of came to the end of it. He's still green. Look, he's only had the 5 starts. You can see him looking around a little bit as well, but did still finish off really strongly. So, yeah, look, I do like him.
He is certainly in for Paul. One more to have a look at it. Solid Win running 5th. This is the Mark Win race, who runs in the race prior to this. Flying Luck runs 7th. Lightly raced Solid Win did run 2nd in the race before this, behind Harmony and Home.
Yeah, look, he's done this a few times now. He's got back and he's run on strongly. So I'm looking forward to maybe even getting up to 1600 metres. I think he'll get back. He's drawn 3, so he'll just need a bit of clear air. But look, he can really finish off strongly in his races. So he goes in on a minor line for me because he has caught the eye on more than one occasion now.
Andrea Razzani and Ricky, the combination, had barrier 10 that day. In fact, it's the best draw he's had in what will be his 5th start to date, Solid Win. But you're sticking with your fave.
Yeah, Mr. Energia, I think with the rating points in hand, can win this race. He's on top to beat Yuenlong Elite and View of the World and Solid Win. So I think we've covered all those 4 really well. 6, 2, 5 and 8.
But the suggested play is the win bets on Mr. Energia, race 6, number 6. The feature race is race number 7, the Group 3 Sasa Ladies Purse over the 1800 metres, and Beauty Joy at the top of the book. 2 starts, 1800 for 2 placings. Nimble Nimbus, he resumes. He's had 3 trials to prepare. Massive Sovereign's back. He's had 2. Encountered goes from the 12 to the 1800 metres. Sword Point bolted in the all-weather last start. Moments in Time's run 3rd under a hold in a trial since we last saw him. Flaming Rabbit has the cheek pieces, the shadow roll and the tongue tie all left at home, and Ensued has won over the 1800. He drops back from a 2,000 metre resuming run. Flaming Rabbit and all for St Paul's. Sword Point, Moments in Time, Paul, all can go forward. That's Cheng Glory if he wants to.
Yeah, and Ensured's gone forward as well. So there's going to be good pace in this particular race. Nimble Nimbus, he's known to go forward as well, and he's drawn the inside gate. Massive Sovereign's drawn 2. So he just might be back on the inside there. I think Zach will be trying to get off the rail pretty quickly though. There is a massive run to that first bend. Karma gets back. He's a big horse, so he'll want some clear air.
Nick is back with the rider of the Derby winner who also returns, Zach Purton on Massive Sovereign.
Sasa Ladies Purse. Now you're riding Massive Sovereign. Now I know this is a horse that you've always had a whole stack of time for, obviously because he is your second Derby winner here in Hong Kong, but you must be looking forward to getting back on him.
I am, and he's going really well. His track work has been really pleasing. His barrier trials have been great. He's in a really good frame of mind, and I'm just looking forward to getting him back to the races. Obviously, what he did to win the Derby was phenomenal, hadn't been done before. So he created history there himself, and then unfortunately he struck the wet track in the QE2 after that, and he's not at home on softer ground. And then he went to the 2400, and after hitting the soft ground, he might have been a little bit tired after that performance and stepping up in distance. It just didn't quite work out. So he's had the chance to reset. He's ready to go to the races, but he's got the next couple of months to show us how good he really is. So this is a good starting point. He's got a big match next time he steps out in November, and then in December's going to be where we really find out where he's at.
These 2 trials, that one you saw, and a placing behind Romantic Warrior at Happy Valley too. Cheng Cheng Glory's been in Paul Lally selections plenty of times. He's a horse that has gone close over the 1800 metres last time in. Can he go even closer on Sunday?
I think he can. This looks like a nice race for him. He's had a pipe opener this season already. Look, he did come in with a lightish weight. Look, Galaxy Patch is a star, isn't he? He was never... if he ever was going to beat Galaxy Patch, it was here. I don't think he obviously didn't, and there's no Galaxy Patch in this race. So there is a massive sovereign, though. But I think with that run under his belt, he's going to be a fitter horse.
That is a Cheng Cheng Glory. Now, his Beauty Joy, Paul, as we have a look at the head-on, he's got to give a lot of weight away to other horses, but he has performed course and distance.
He has. Look, this is a race that has suited lower sort of weighted horses in the past, and he's got to carry a big weight. I just think he might find it a bit tough.
We'll move on then. After Beauty Joy, on to a newcomer to this grade racing. He's 6 Karma. He hasn't been around all that long, but big horse, been given plenty of time. This was 1,600 metres last start, and he picks them up with ease from the back.
He's got a really good turn of foot, this horse. He does come into that profile with a horse coming off the minimum. He is a little bit out of the handicap. We've seen horses like Nasser in the past do something similar, beating the favourites from a lower weight. So, look, there was nothing wrong with the win. It was quite a strong field, this one as well, and he did win with a bit in hand. So, look, I'm going to include him on a minor line. I think he's definitely a chance.
First time 1,800 metres for him. It's not first time at the distance for Ensued, though. He'll be fitter. He went straight to the 2,000 metres for his first run. He ends up running 4th. Do you like him coming back to the 1,800 in this group race?
I do. I just don't like the draw, though, for him. He's just drawn a little bit awkwardly, and there is pace in the race, so I just don't know where he's going to be. And we saw that in the Derby when he had a really tough run in the Derby when he was one of the favourites, and unfortunately couldn't finish, dropped out. So I just don't know what sort of run he's going to get. That's a little thing that worries me a bit. But we know he's a tough horse, and he should be in for a good season.
And there he is, not too far off the winner at his resuming run last time. But fitness the key for you when it comes to Cheng Cheng Glory.
Yeah, so I think he can overturn Massive Sovereign. The favourites haven't got a good race record on this race either. So 4 to beat 3. Look, Sword Point absolutely hosed up last time on the all-weather, but he's a good horse on the turf. We've seen that over the years, and maybe this is the turning point for him as a 6-year-old. This could be his season, so he should be a massive price. I didn't want to leave him out completely. He's in there for 3rd and Karma 4th. 4, 3, 7 and 13.
Vincent Ho, 1 ride for 1 win on Cheng Cheng Glory. Paul with him to make it 2 for 2 by taking the Sasa Ladies Purse. Good field, race number 8. They jump from the 1,200 metres. Glory Elite, top of the book. 2-time course and distance winner. Carries top weight of 132. Ladies' Choice, a last start winner. Extra £4. Newcomers, Prestige Ricky and the Storm, and Alfonso and Thunder Prince. Young Arrow has his first look at Sha Tin. Majestic Express won in Class 4 last time. Packing Turbine makes his Hong Kong debut. Phoenix Light's a 4-time course and distance winner. And then you've got Super Fortune Paul, who likes to lead, but might have to sit outside Glory Elite.
Yeah, look, I think Glory Elite's going to lead. He's gone straight to the front in most of his starts, and he's drawn 3. Awesome Treasure's the other one that's going to put pressure on him, I think, but it's just where Awesome Treasure does end up from barrier number 6, whether he's outside him or tries to slot him behind. Super Fortune likes to go forward, so there's going to be pace in this race. Ladies' Choice likes to go forward. Packing Turbine, the debutant showing speed in his trials, but he's drawn 12. Thunder Prince, Alfonso, another one that's showing a bit of speed. Phoenix Light would be the one at the back.
We've got an interview first of all, Nick, with the rider of Ladies' Choice. It is Sha Tin.
Gareth Teaton, Ladies' Choice, a ride for you coming up on Sunday, race 8. A very willing partner last time when winning this horse.
Yes, Nick. He's a very tricky horse, you know. Things need to go his way, and he needs to feel really comfortable to give you his best. But I must say, he felt different last time. He wanted to give up, but he still was trying. So I'm just hoping that he have the same mentality going to the races this weekend.
And Karis, for those that perhaps don't know or don't ride, I mean, what is it that he needs to go right, as you say, for things to pan out like they did last time?
Well, you just have to try to keep him as smooth as you can. And the thing is, sometimes if he does follow a horse and he doesn't want to go past them, so I think like last time I just left him where he was and rode him like how he wanted to be ridden. And I think as long as you leave him comfortable and feeling good, and just hope that, you know, like himself, he would just feel like he wants to try it on the day.
And what was noticeable with him? I mean, when you committed him, Karis, I mean, he had all the minerals to go through and do the job for you. I mean, it was a really tough win first up.
Yeah, it was actually it was a very good win. I think Michael's got the horse in really good shape this season, mentally and physically. But yeah, last time it was a good win. He travelled through in a straight really nicely, and when I got into him, he really sort of tried all the way through a line.
It's a good, strong race, this. I mean, there's quite a few interesting newcomers in the race. Gloria Elite up at the top as well, I'm sure you'd have plenty of respect for. So there's a bit more for him to do. But, I mean, he's got the runs on the board in this grade, and, I mean, he's certainly got his chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%. You know, if you look at through his form as well, you know, I felt like he's run behind some really good horses too. So, you know, he's a horse that have the ability. It just depends on, like, you know, how much he was willing to try. But I think it's a nice little race for him to be competitive. He's going to have to overcome the draw, but he's used to that.
Yeah, he certainly is, and obviously Gate 11, the draw you allude to. Just on yourself personally, there's going to be another trip down to Australia. You've got to ride in the Melbourne Cup this year. You've been making quite a few trips down there. I imagine you're enjoying those. You'd enjoy them more if you could ride big race winners, but nice to have a ride in the big race.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. It's great to be down there in Australia, getting this opportunity. Even those horses, you know, they are not like the hot favorite, but you know, it's still a good opportunity for me to go there, meet new people. Who knows? Maybe in a later future, something good will come up. But I'm really appreciating all the support I'm getting. So looking forward to go back and ride in the Melbourne Cup.
Excuse my ignorance, but is this your first Melbourne Cup ride?
Yeah, it's my first one. I don't think we can get offered every year, but yeah, it's a great. You know, I've always. I think since I've moved to Hong Kong, I've always sort of looked at the race and always wanted to go down there, but it's great for the opportunity.
You're riding a horse called Mostly Cloudy. I had a look through his form as the ex-UK horse. He's got some decent form in the book. I think he ran really well. Didn't he run really well in the Brisbane Cup or something, maybe?
Yeah, when I got the ride, they said to me, you know, he's not gonna go in the race and thinking he's gonna win the race, but he's definitely going to stay the trip. Yeah. And a couple of those horses are going there to try stay the trip maybe, where I know he will be able to run it. So, you know, like I said, he's got no weight on his back. If he gets the right run, maybe he runs a good race.
On from Karis, we go to Gloria Elite. Paul, he's a pretty smart horse, this one. Here he's running second last time. He's bumped into Packing Power. Gorgeous win at his last two. Beat Metro Warrior and Lucy in the Sky at the starts before that. But the 132 is the top of the weight.
Yeah, and that's sort of been a little bit of a problem with him, I think, because he's sort of been anchored with these weights. I mean, he only carried 129 and did run into a nice one there in Packing Power, but 132 barrier 3. He's going to go straight to the front, but it depends what Awesome Treasure wants to do as well. Is he going to put pressure on him? And also Ladies' Choice, he likes to go forward. But look, if he gets an easy enough run in front, then he could easily win.
Here is the horse that may pressure him, especially with a 10-pound claim, Awesome Treasure, who was involved in the speed battle and kept kicking last time over the 1,200 metres. However, there is a big negative when it comes to this horse, Paul. As good as his gate speed is, his Class 3 record is nothing like it is down in grade. No,
exactly. He goes a lot better, doesn't he, down in grade. He's got to come up here into Class 3. He does get the 10-pound claim, and he did win on his air here. Look, he may be a pest for Glory Elite, that's the thing for him. Or, look, maybe he's just in career best form and he can go on and win again. So there was nothing wrong with the win, but it's just the up in grade.
Yep, now the stable is certainly doing a good job. Yep. We'll see what he can do up in grade again on the back of that win. Majestic Express, he too is a winner last time. This was down in grade, beating Super Legends. So harder here. and his record's been a bit of a struggle up in Class 3 too. He does get a good draw, which is a plus for him.
Yeah, we help him out a little bit. Look, he did win this race quite nicely. It was a big price to win it. He was over 19 to 1, I think he was. Majestic Express, drawn barrier 2. It's whether he now can come up to Class 3 and do it when he hasn't in the past. I'm happy to watch him.
All right, that is him just grabbing Super Legends and Spicy Spangle there. On to some trial form around Packing Turbine, who wins this trial, and also Alfonso out of the Mark Newnham stable. Packing Turbine, he's had 5 trials ahead of his debut. And Alfonso, he's had 6, 3 of them this season.
He has. Now, Packing Turbine with Zach aboard is going to be one of the favourites in the race, but I like the trial here of Alfonso. I thought he trialled really well. He's drawn barrier 1 compared to barrier number 12. You can see him coming alongside there and then just wasn't really completely pushed out. They sort of finished alongside each other. So from barrier 1, I'm going to make him the long shot. Hopefully he comes up a double figure price.
He's going to get a perfect trip in behind a hot speed, and Dusty's on top.
We'll see if he can do it. The stable's definitely in good form at the moment. They've been good with their newcomers. So Alfonso from barrier 1. The 6 to beat the favourite, Glory Lead, he's going to come up short. Packing Turbine will have his supporters as well. And then Ladies' Choice will need luck from that draw. 6-1-10-2.
And that is race number 8. It is the first leg of the late treble. Santa Monica Handicappers race number 9. That's been a omen race name because you've been all over the California horses in this preview, Paul. It is a 1400 metre Class 3. Hasten Delight goes up in distance and placed his only time at the trip. Prestige Always a good draw. Noisy Boys a first starter for Dennis Ship. Golden Artie has the hood and the crossover noseband off. Great State steps up in trip. Stella Swift, he steps up in grade after winning last start. We've got Dilbar having his first run for Douglas White, and Beauty Live wears blinkers for the first time. We have a leader of Polaris.
£10 claim again. I thought she would go to the front. I think there's a bit of intent there because the horse does like to go forward anyway. Hasten Delight. Prestige Always has put himself on the pace, as has Great State. He's just drawn wide. That's his problem, and he is up from the 1200 to the 1400. Sky Trust should get a nice run. Noisy Boy, he should get a nice run on his debut as well. Back to Golden Artie and Away We Win get back.
There's nothing rusty about the way the Mark Newnham horses are going at the moment. He trains My Wish, and here's Mark with Nick.
Mark Noonan, a big weekend of racing coming up with the feature Sasa Ladies Purse, of course. But you've got a nice horse in race 9 by the name of My Wish, who still very lightly raced, but he's doing a pretty good job at the moment.
Yeah, look, he's done a really good job since he's been here. Been very consistent. He stepped up to Class 3 at his last start and ran very well. Just didn't begin well, and the race was dominated on pace. So he's going to have to begin better on Sunday, especially from that gate 14.
Yeah, not ideal. Just on that run last time, I just noticed watching the head on, he ducked out a little bit, didn't he, in the straight? Probably maybe a few signs of immaturity still?
Yeah, that's all. And I think, he sort of had to push his way clear. He's only a small horse, so it probably took him a little while to get balanced. Step up to 1400. If he can find himself on pace, I think he'll run very well.
I know it doesn't always correlate, especially here, given, say, the tempo of racing, etc., and distances we race over, but having a look at his pedigree, it will suggest the further he goes, the better he might well be. Yeah,
look, I think, eventually a mile will probably pull him up. He's only a small horse, so I don't want to overtrain him just to stretch him out in distance, but it's the right time now to test him at 1400. His trial in between his last run and Sunday was very good. Luke's had a good relationship with the horse, and he goes back on Sunday, gets his weight. So if he can get him into a good position from that gate, he'll run very well.
Was that trial just obviously the fact there is a month between runs, just to sort of keep him sort of top of his game?
Yeah, look, I tend to do that with my horses that are going longer than 3 weeks between runs. They generally need that, especially stepping up in distance, to keep them at their ultimate fitness level they're going to need.
Mark, he's at one end of the spectrum as far as age is concerned. He's a 4-year-old, but you're becoming a pretty dab hand with some of these older ones. I must congratulate you on Ride Honourable. I mean, it's not going to sort of go down in history as the strongest race ever won, but great to see a 10-year-old win during the week at Happy Valley.
Yeah, look, I get great enjoyment out of it. You know, he was in really good order, and he just needed a race where they went quick enough early for him, because he's pretty one-dimensional, and you know, his previous couple of runs when he ran on to run third, they just didn't have the speed in the races to make him a winning chance, but he got the job done. Look, there may be one more race for him before retirement, but we'll just wait and see how that plays out the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about a possible plan. Obviously, there isn't too long left with him, given that he is obviously you know, bred in a certain hemisphere, but it would be good to see him again for sure.
Yeah, look, there's another race in 3 weeks, and look, if he maintains his level of fitness and enthusiasm, we'll run him one more time, and then it'll be off to retirement for him.
And there is Mark Newnham on My Wish. We're going to move on, Paul, to Sky Trust, 2 runs second. Leslie 5th. Prestige Always up in the lead, and Huge Wave 4th. Which ones of these 4 are you taking into account?
Well, I do like Prestige Always. I thought that was a nice run, but I did really like take him with a run at Sky Trust, because he couldn't get out all the way down there, and he was looking for the gap. He had to go back to the inside in the end. And by that stage, Prestige Always had sort of off and gone. So, look, he's drawn 7, so I think he's going to get clear air this time. Will Sky Trust, and you can see him fighting back really nicely there on the inside. So, a really good run, and he did overcome Prestige Always there as well. Green and White was an impressive winner.
He's a nice horse, is Green and White. Here is Stella Swift winning last start down in grade. Andrea Atzani and David Hayes. 124 pounds, and he's only run 4th so far up in Class 3.
Going to put him in on a minor line because he's just taken a while to mature, and I thought this was a really strong win from him. He took the gap like a toff there and really finished off nice and strongly in this win. This is obviously going to be a lot harder for him, but look, I think he's a horse who's only had the limited starts, only 7, and the pennies really dropped for him.
That is a good report for Stella Swift. One more to have a look at. It's a newcomer called Noisy Boy, who's out of the Dennis Ship Stable. 3 trials, a 4th behind Invincible Sage, a 5th at Happy Valley behind Wonder Star, and then this win over 1,600 metres. He won over the 1,550 metres on the inside track at Randwick.
He's a star, this horse. I mean, they raced him up to 2,400 metres in Australia. I think he's here as probably a Derby prospect, so this is just a stepping stone for something, I think.
I'll wait for something more with him. Brenton Ovdala, Dennis Ship, the combination, and there he is winning that trial and winning it by officially 4 lengths over Volcanic Spark and Serangoon. That's a good field, this one, race 9.
Yeah, it's a really nice race here. The penultimate race. I'm going to go with the 9 on top here, though. I do like this horse, Sky Trust. I think he'll get a bit more clear air from barrier number 7 than he did up against the rail there. Prestige Always in there for 2nd, Stella Swift, and My Wish. He just does a few things wrong, My Wish. That's why he's only in there for 4th. 9, 2, 8 and 11.
That's race 9. Number 9 for Paul, Sky Trust to win the second last. And race number 10 is the running of the Dr. G handicap, and it's over the 1,400 metres. Mighty Stride is a run that was placed behind Lady's Choice last time. Simple Edge, a 2-time course and distance winner. Namjong Kingdom and Definitive both make their Hong Kong debuts. Sovereign Fun, the visor off, the blinkers go back on. Steps Ahead resumes up in grade. Aero Invincible comes up in grade as a last start winner. Sovereign Fun, Paul, got the start wrong last time at Happy Valley, which put him back on the rail, but Jumps Better will follow Aero Invincible.
I think, look, Aero Invincible led all the way last time, so I think that's a way to ride him. Steps Ahead will put himself right there. Lopan Spirit's drawn wide, so he's going to do it tough. Beauty Crescent, Super Goldie should get a nice enough run. Ace War, he's here for a lot longer than him. He's been running over long distances overseas.
First replay is Mighty Stride. He's a flashy looker, this horse. You won't miss him with that big white blaze. Hugh Bowman, Ricky Yu does have to carry big weight, but he is quite a sizable animal at the same time. Yeah,
so he should be able to carry the weight all right. And he didn't get any favours in this race whatsoever. Once he got into the clear, he finished off the race really strongly. Mighty Stride, he's a 3-time winner from his 10 starts. He's had a few sort of minor interruptions, but this is a really good run from him.
Ladies' choice runs earlier in the program, and Devano was placed at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Second replay is Prince of Porty. Big effort from Prince of Porty because he had no luck from the draw. He's actually 4 wide turning for home. Beauty Crescent is yet to win one, but being Sasa Day in the Beauty colours, if he was going to win one, start 21 wouldn't be too bad.
No, that'd be right. Yeah, Prince of Porty, look, he's been declared a roar in the past, so there is some issues there. He did win over 1,000 metres and then 1,200. He's been placed once here over the 1,400 metres. Look, I just wonder what his best distance is, this horse, because he just sort of came to the end of it there, but you know, in saying that, he still ran second.
He did indeed. Aero Invincible, last start winner down in grade. He was lucky to win in the end because Mark Wynn probably should have beaten him with the clear run, but he has the one next to his name. He also has, importantly, plenty of gate speed.
Yeah, he has. So, look, I think he'll get to the front and try and dictate like he did in this race. This looks a little bit harder for him with this race. But as you say, that was down in grade. But with Zach aboard, he comes in with a reasonable racing weight of 120 as well. And he did finish off, well, I mean, as you say, he was lucky to hold on, but he did hold on. He's going to be there for a long period of the race.
And Zach sticking with him is a tick of approval. Steps Ahead's done a good job in a short period of time. Definitive, he's the other one in this trial. He's had 3 of them. He won over the 1,200 at Otaki. Steps Ahead, where's he at, Paul? He does come here first up, 3 trials in a pretty hot field.
Yeah, but the trials have been good, and he's drawn nicely in barrier number 6. Was placed fresh up in the past as well. And he's a horse that sort of matured quite quickly. He's had the 4 starts now for a win, 2 seconds and a third. So a very consistent horse. I think he can win this.
That is a good report for Steps Ahead as he completes that trial. Mr. Energia comes out of it too, and Steps Ahead races out of that trial to the top of this graphic.
He does. I'm going to put him on top. Steps Ahead. I think he can win the 10 to beat Mighty Stride, Aero Invincible. And I'm going to put Armour War Eagle in. It was a better run from him last time and does come into the lightweight. 10, 1, 11 and 14.
That is race number 10, the preview for Sasa Ladies Purse Day and the first on the C+3, all on the turf. Race 1, 1 o'clock.